You okay, bro?
Dude.
Oh my god.
My I'll fuck you.
Oh, I said that. I hope his computer's okay, and then we started saying that maybe the cops drove into your apartment. What is the best season of our favorite shows? This is. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it. Final
Welcome back to the finale of Versus Power Rangers. We are sitting here. We've been sitting here for, it feels like weeks now, months now, discussing what is the best season of our favorite shows. And we were looking at Power Rangers, and we have now narrowed it down to 2 shows. In one side, we got Power Rangers SPD, which is going versus Power Rangers Dino Thunder for the title, for the grand prize, as being named the greatest season of Power Rangers. You guys ready to do this? You guys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
No,
I'm not
Nick's
ready.
got his little SPD like nameplate badge. You know, like when you work at SPD, you get your little badge. You know how many years of service you've been there. Like
Boom.
like what is it? Cracker Barrel. They got the aprons with the stars.
What? On that note, all right, let's get this going off right. I'm not gonna say which show I'm supporting yet, but
I mean,
I'm just
your shirt says it all. For you.
So SPD is better than Dino Thunder, hands down, any day of the week. Let's break it down Ranger by Ranger. I don't have to, because you know the answer already. It's SPD. All right, Red Ranger better, Blue Ranger better. They don't even have a Pink Ranger, so they already lost that one. Yellow Ranger better. Is there a green? Not even a Green Ranger, so better. SPD wins. They don't even have a Shadow Ranger like SPD does. SPD is the best show.
What about White Rangers though? If we're comparing,
Yeah, where's the white? Where's the black? Where'd those guys go? What
All
about
right,
them?
White wins.
Rangers gonna have to take it.
But
If we're
honestly,
comparing-
SPD's got 2 Pink Rangers and Dino Thunder's got none. So I mean,
Boom. There you go.
my next
Yellow
judgment.
Ranger's better. Definitely Yellow Ranger's better. If we're saying Black Rangers, I guess you can compare Shadow Ranger and Dino Black. And Shadow Ranger's definitely better. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Just SPD is too judgmental for me. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, Josh, do the thing. Do the thing.
I still need one. God.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
angry. Now I'm just jealous and angry. All right. So also with SPD, every character is a million times better developed than almost anyone in Dino Thunder. I was gonna say Trent's very well developed, but everyone else has very generic, intentionally, but very generic base characters. And SPD, there's a lot more nuance with every single character. All those characters inside Dino Thunder, the biggest difficulty they have in the beginning is not being friends and not getting along. And by the end of the show, they're friends and they get along. But other than that, they're basically the same characters.
I mean, you can say the same thing about SPD.
You
You know,
can.
Sky and Jack ain't friends, and then they friends in the end. You can
But they
say
have
that.
totally different characters by the end of it. Like they had way more of a struggle to become friends. One's like, you're
No, you
ghetto
got a
trash,
point.
and I'm the perfect jock. And by the end of it, it's like, nah, we're all good.
I
And then he
mean,
calls him homie, and then he walks away.
it's all
No,
part of the job. They signed up for a job, you know, versus just having to go to school, having to be brought here every day, and going down, and you got to step up, you know, versus someone who puts on the and boots and a shirt with a 1 on it or a whatever number you'll have you.
I haven't seen every single episode recently, but I can say the Red Ranger never had the struggle of like, what kind of leader am I going to be? Am I a good leader? He just turned to Tommy and said, am I good? And he's like, yeah, you're pretty good. Like, Dolly Kruger never did that shit. He'd be like, no, you better prove yourself right now. I'm not going to tell you if you're good or not. You better prove yourself, boy.
Connor wasn't trying to be the leader. He was just trying to be.
Even
Connor
worse.
was trying to be Connor, dude.
Right. Hey man, Johnny just want to play soccer, bro. And you know,
Yeah.
Be better.
he want to play soccer, and then every now and then save the day. You like that was kind of his job. Like, you know, because like they were based like just this regular Earth. SPD is the not so far in the future. So like it's a completely different environment and it's a completely different setup.
Absolutely.
Like Dino Thunder, they were allowed to be angsty teens. SPD was like, no, y'all cops.
Y'all cops and almost adults. So
You know,
I'm born with this strap, yo.
Yeah, and not only that, like, a number of times, they were also the B cops. They were not the A cops.
Yep.
They were the B cops. Okay, they were junior varsity Rangers. All right, they were junior varsity Rangers, which now that adds to their storyline. Which so now they're always the underdog, and so then they have to continually prove themselves. And then when they get to the point where they prove themselves, oh look, the A squad's back. And I was like, well, that's harsh because like, you never really got that out of a Power Rangers series where like your squad took an L. Like, and what I mean by that is, yes, Power Rangers teams would lose to an enemy, but they lost to themselves. Because like, A squad's back. Yeah, y'all can go ahead, just go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms, chill out. Go get you some coffee. Bridge, go get you some more toast. Make sure you got plenty of butter. You good? Y'all go rest. A squad's here. And so, like, you never, like, that's the first time you've ever seen, like, a Ranger team be like, well, shit, like, what happens to us? What do we do now? Like, how do we function? How do we get through this?
Yeah.
And so we never seen that kind of test before. Now, that gives SPD an edge over Dino Thunder. It does. It does. Like, I still feel that, like, the villains that SPD fought are cool, but the turmoil between certain teammates were the bigger enemies.
Yes.
Throughout the series.
I could agree with that for sure.
If SPD's lacking anything, it's really the villains because they're not as impactful as anything else compared to some other seasons, I'd say. But at the same time, I think I think SPD had a better message per episode that was more adult but more impactful. Like, kids didn't maybe get it right away, but they would eventually. Like, perfect example, you just showed us your bracelet they had. In that episode, I remember watching that going, holy crap, they just did a whole episode about when you're an adult, having a childhood friend and getting used to them growing up and being different people. That was the message of the episode. And that was really well done for a kid's show. Like, at first you don't get that, but that's like an adult problem that I'm sure many of us have had, where it's like, we were friends with a guy in high school and now we've changed and now things are different. Maybe we're not the best bros anymore. I have to look at the people in my life right now. That's a real lesson that adults can learn. I don't know why I'm pushing so much.
It's a valuable lesson for sure.
He's very passionate.
I gotta say though, you're kind of dissing on Emperor Grum, but like, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he already like destroy entire fucking galaxies? Like, didn't he like already conquer like half the universe?
Yeah.
But like, it's weird because it's not that you have to see it in order to believe it. It's just that it's just there. And like, you look at the dude and it's just like, to quote Sean Carter, we don't believe you. You need more people. Like,
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you all. Say it's like, please believe, because that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Until you said that, I completely forgot.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
That's true.
And I'm on the SPD side.
And that's the whole thing, because like you can forget, because like he just sits in the chair with the glowing eyes and like half a horn or whatever. It's just like, I'm evil, growl, growl, growl.
Yeah, I like his sort of dynamic with what's his name, Doggy Kruger though.
Yes,
because like I feel like that's something we kind of we forgot about. It's how they have a past, and he like cut off his ear, his horn, or whatever the fuck. Right. And it's like that was like a really sick moment when they like got like to the finale and they dueled again, and then like he finally finished the job. That was like, that felt good, dude.
Was awesome.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
cool.
You got some extra 4-wheelers from Dino Thunder. It was good.
Mm-hmm. You got more 4-wheelers.
But all right, in defense of Dino Thunder, though, yes, it did capture. Yeah, I want to give some defense. It did capture the idea of what Power Rangers was to begin with. But with SPD, it's such a different kind of like breath of fresh air, I think, compared to any other season. You get to kind of jump into a whole new world with whole new problems. If it's lacking in anything, like I mentioned, to me, just the villains comparatively to Dino Thunder. But to me, anything else, the Zord in SPD is better. I think the Rangers are better. I think the storylines, I think some storylines in Dino Thunder are actually better, like long arcs. I think they had better long arcs than SPD, if I give it credit for anything. But yeah.
Yeah. no, I agree with that for sure. I think like the plot threads were like both seasons have like really like deep plot threads, but I agree that like I think SPD handled the kind of day-to-day, episode-to-episode a little bit better maybe in certain aspects with like its two-parters and things than Dino Thunder might have at certain points.
I remember watching it, like, it was on ABC Family or Jetix or whatever the hell that service was, and they always played it out of order. And so, like, it kind of became harder to watch SPD because it would be like, here's part 2, and then it would just be a completely random episode, and then, like, a month later, I would catch, like, the last 5 minutes of part 1. I'd be like, okay, now I understand it. Let's watch part 2. I remember that episode, and it would be, like, the second episode of the show. I'm like, I couldn't do it. That was my only problem. Is like the Dino Thunder. Definitely, when I did catch episodes, I was able to like watch the beginning. I was able to watch through the whole thing, and to be able to just take that away from it versus having to, cope with how shows were aired back then, just kind of frivolously out of order. But we're really going to get down to the brass taxes of this, which we should, because it's the finale.
Yeah.
SPD's theme is amazing, but Dino Thunder's, I think, is one of the best themes that has ever come out of Power Rangers. It's just so
so good.
That's really
Hard disagree. I'm sorry.
I think SPD's better.
Really?
When that pops, SPD emergency. That hits.
It really does.
I just said in the last episode, I grew up with Dino Thunder, so really that should be my go-go, right? But deadass, when SPD drops, it hits.
It does.
Hard.
It does. Because
they got Ron Wasserman back. The fucking dude who wrote the original intro. Dude,
I mean,
it's game over.
It starts at like an 8, right? And it rides that 8 through the whole thing. Whereas Dino Thunder has this nuance where it, like, there's in the distance, and you're like, all right, what about this light? And then by the time it gets to the chorus, you're like, yeah, and it brings you up. It's got peaks and valleys. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. There's a crescendo to Dino Thunder that SPD just doesn't have.
I will admit though, when you watch the SPD opening, and when they do the SPD emergency, and then like the car comes out of nowhere and the letters are like, I'm like, that is kind of tough though.
And you hear all those people in the background, it's like, dude, it's one of the best intros easily.
You get ready.
I mean, it's great.
Go ahead. Something we haven't really talked about compared to the other seasons, other than Mighty Morphin. I think the legacy of SPD is much stronger than most seasons. I mean, like when we look at, let's say, the comic books and Boom, during Shattered Grid, there was one other commander they used other than Zordon during that whole time. They only used Dolly Kruger to be like an equal level with Zordon. Anytime we see references to SPD in the comics, like in the Tommy book, the first trade they did with Tommy, where like SPD is kind of like the government now, and like his son is the Green Ranger. We all dig that, and they know we're all gonna dig that because of SPD. What's that face? What's that face for?
Is that Legend of the Dragon or whatever it was called?
That was like honestly, that's like the only good trade they did. All right, I didn't like the Time Force one. Really.
I love that story.
That's a good story. Yeah, it's legit good. And what was I before? Oh yeah, so
Hyperforce. They did SPD and Hyperforce too.
Yeah, Hyperforce.
They keep going back to that season. Yeah. They don't keep going back to Dino Thunder like that.
Yeah. Time Force and SPD are always gone back to, because people do like that kind of totally different tone, but still the essence of Power Rangers.
I think it's also an escapism for like the mechanics of your writing, because it's not affected by anything that's going on before it or after it. It's in its own little like hyperbolic chamber where you can just have a story exist by only watching one season. Versus if you were going to do something to Dino Thunder even has ties with Tommy back to like the original. So you do have to know like the lineage in order to make an appropriate story follow.
But they never talk about like Ninja Storm or RPM RPM they do talk about in the comics sometimes actually. But like there's a lot of standalone seasons that never get as much love in other like comics or toys and this and that. Even the toys right now. What toys are going to be completed soon? We have Mighty Morphin. Zio's going to be complete soon, and then SPD.
For Lightning Collection?
Yeah.
I mean, Dino Thunder's close. Yeah. They only need, like, what, 2 more, as of this point.
Two more, yeah.
Two more.
Which is about the same as SPD.
But the other ones are not even close to being announced. The other ones for SPD are basically guaranteed already. Like green and pink are definitely
no, you're right.
So I feel like the legacy is much stronger at SPD. As a standalone season compared to other seasons, it's definitely at least top 3 when it comes to like legacy of other seasons.
Dude, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's like 4 police cars outside of my apartment building right now.
Oh,
like I live on a highway, and I'm dead ass just watching all this down. What?
What do you mean live on a highway?
Yeah, I live in an apartment complex that's like on a highway.
Oh, okay.
I was like, why is your house on a highway?
No. But I'm just watching all this down outside my building, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
You're like, that's what the emergency.
No, yeah, deadass.
Stomach joke. All right. Oh man, SPD, like I said earlier, is like that was like a really nice memory because my stepdad and I watched that together, and he hated Power Rangers. He hated a lot of stuff that I did, so it was nice to actually have like one thing that he was like, "You're not a total for liking this because I like it too." You know what I mean? So like, I will get
for a half an hour every weekend. He loved you.
Unless it was one of those like random like 2-parters that neither of us knew what was going on, then yeah. But this is a hard one.
Who had the better SPD or Dino Thunder?
I like the Dino Zords.
I do too.
I like the Dino Zords a lot.
SPD. I like the way.
But you had the command center. Command center being a Megazord. That thing was awesome.
That was the same thing with the Brachiosaurus, though.
That just held some dinosaurs. This was actually their building.
That's true. That's true.
Like the cave Tommy lived in didn't like erect from the ground and become a Zord.
I always thought like using the tails was like a super dope idea. Like having like the red Tyrannosaurus tail as like a drill. I always thought that was cool. super cool. And
that was really awesome. Yeah.
They kind of brought in sort of what Ryusoulder kind of, like polished out better by having like dinosaur companions. They kind of brought that back. It was kind of like a Wild Force vibe, which I did really appreciate. That. But the Zords are really, really nice. They go really well with the Morphers, where I feel like SPD, it's all technological based, so technically it is all connected. But like Dino Thunder just has such a good like an eye for detail, like the level of detail. Yeah, everything kind of fits together is really cohesive. Like
this was like the era of like electronic Zords. So it's really like, do you like tail spinning or like saw blade spinning when you flick a switch? Or do you like lights and sounds when you hit a switch? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think they both had electronics in them, right? Like the battery packs? Pretty sure.
But did the Dino Thunder do a barrel roll? Did the Dino Thunder Zord do a barrel roll with a gun?
SPD couldn't. They had to use a computer to do that.
That's not the point.
No, that's true. That's true.
and also, we were still in the era of battleizers. So you have a red battleizer, Dino Thunder, and then you also have red battleizer SPD. So you also have those outfits as well.
Which one was more sleek?
SPD got 2 battleizers.
Yeah,
that is right.
And then even the Sentai used it too.
Yeah, because it was so good, dude. Oh man,
with those, like, it was more sleek and more cool. Like the Dino Thunder one started out cool, and then it kept adding. Like I remember there was a point in the costume change where it's like that's a cool armor, and then they kept putting more stuff on it. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on?
I guess Dino Thunder did kind of have 2. They both had 2 battleizers. Yeah, damn.
SPD
I'm sorry.
Swap mode is the coolest shit ever.
SWAT's so good.
I remember watching as a kid, and I was like, all right, cool, they got a power up, now they're SWAT, all right. But I remember like distinctly going back and watching Deca Ranger in my first year of college, and when they get SWAT mode, it's so euphoric, it's so great, it's so fun just to see them, and the song kicks in, SWAT! And I was like, hell yeah, and I went back to watch the episode of SPD, and they got it, and it's nowhere near that, but it's still really cool. But I think Deca Rangers just got that song on it, you know. But if they had a song like that for SPD, then I know which would be the clear winner here. But
do we have any more defenses for Dino Thunder?
I can't just let this season drown, man. I can't just let that season drown. Like, it's just, I'm trying to think. Because, like, when you compare mentors, like, Doggy wins all day. Doggy Kruger wins all day.
Yeah, he has to.
You could put Spike hair on Doggy and I'd be cool with it.
Hell yeah. Doggy's got the dreads. Dude, he's got the dreadlocks. That shit is hell.
Like, Disney spent that money on Doggy animatronics. Oh
yeah.
I talked about this before when we talked about this PD. Like Deca Ranger, it's like, okay, so it's a puppet head, okay, whatever. And Disney was like, wait a minute, we know the Henson people, don't we? Let's go. And seeing that animatronic face give off all those emotions and expressions, I'm just like, man, that's really damn cool.
It added so much more, for sure.
Oh yeah, advanced. Yeah.
Especially
compare Keeper. Dude, compare Keeper from Dino Charge to Doggy Kruger. World of difference. And that's like a decade after. What happens?
Yeah. Keeper and Larigo give me nightmares. Give me actual nightmares. They're too creepy.
Oh, yeah, they're terrifying.
I don't know. That's kind of mean because it's like he's more of like an alpha type character. You know what I mean? Like he's not trying to be like a Zordon or a Doggy, but
no, but that is weird. There's weird. It's purely just aesthetically. Larigo and Keeper terrify me. Like I do not want to wake up in the dark and see that in front of me. Like that would be terrifying.
No, I hear you.
Do we have any final words on the finale here? Anything to kind of
thank you for watching.
I love how Nick's like clips are like looks like shirt, like dropped down.
Because you guys saw me, I was doing it like this, and because it's both of them, they just like sunk in. Because they're meant for like the SPD jacket. So it isn't actually like pulled down. This is a regular
Yeah.
This is like a regular Ernie's bar, like juice bar shirt. Just being pulled down.
This is so funny. I have that exact same shirt, and I also have Alsace's shirt, and I should have maybe swapped into those while we were recording.
We all come in wearing the same exact shirt. Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh man. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do for like the next verses is whatever the cast. I'm gonna get them all the same shirts. We're all gonna wear the same shirt.
There you go.
Coordinate or something. We all gotta have some sort of the team.
Hey, I just ordered that.
Once we got the series name lock and get the shirt.
I just ordered that one on Hot Topic. It's a good shirt. That with all the power coins across it. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, you guys, before we vote, was there any season that did not make the top 16, did not even make the bracket that you wish would have, that maybe would have gotten a little farther? Like I know, Josh, you wanted Samurai. That was kind of like your baby.
Yeah, I would have liked Samurai to see here. Either that or not Super Mega Force, but Mega Force. I really like first half.
Yeah, first half Megazord. First half Megaforce is good. It is really good. You know what? Honestly, I wanted Zeo to go further, but the way the matchup went for Zeo, and like when y'all really broke down how Zeo, like really, it forced a change for the franchise, but at the same time, Zeo never really truly got to define itself, nor did it truly have an ending.
Yeah.
Like that really, it really struck a chord with me because you were right. Y'all were right, and it's still one of my favorite seasons of all time. Like to me, like a lot doesn't touch Zeo, but like it doesn't have its grand finale. Its grand finale is like a 2-second I lost my powers right off in Turbo or Power Rangers movie.
He lost powers. He just gave him new power. He just said like these will be better for you.
Yeah, it's weird. Like all of it was weird. So like Zeo never really got that hurrah, you know. But it was just more of a catalyst than it was, you know, like a pure series as a whole. So, but like I'm still a big Zeo fan.
Y'all fuck time for us. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm sorry. I gotta say, my top 5 seasons, right, are Dino Thunder, SPD, Ninja Storm. Number 5 is In Space. And number 4, I really just wish Jungle Fury just made it a little bit further. But the thing is that it's like there's just once you put it against In Space, which already is in my top 5. I can't.
There was a. Oh, he just left.
He can't.
Oh, no.
He just can't.
He's
gone. He's gonna post the show.
Oh man, I wonder if Halsey's computer is okay.
No, man. Like, remember, those cops were like from the highway. I hope they didn't come.
Next, yeah.
Oh, they might have driven into his apartment.
You okay, bro?
Dude.
Oh
my god.
My all fucky.
No, I said that. I hope his computer's okay, and then we started saying that maybe the cops drove into your apartment.
No, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like my just dropped while I was in the middle of a monologue. Can I just keep going?
It was perfect timing because you said I just can't, and then you disconnected.
Yo. But no, it's like, can I keep going with this? Is this okay? Is this cool, Squall? All right, here, I'll do it. I'll put it sideways for you.
Thank you.
I'm on my phone now. Ooh, okay. This.
Have fun editing this one.
We're just gonna have to work with this. So, but no, like the way Jungle Fury just has such a special place in my heart. I just love seasons where there's like teams of 3 because I feel like you just get so much more time with the characters and so much more time to just like build off of those individuals and really like learn them. Not to mention just like the villains in that show, the dynamic between like Casey and Jared. I feel like I didn't play that up enough. And just like the amount of guilt that like Casey has to deal with throughout the entirety of the season for basically really being the reason for all of it, the catalyst for why everything went down. It's like, I just love that show so much. And I wish it could have gone further. And I feel like if it was any other matchup, I feel like I could have squeezed it out a little more. But I'm happy where things went regardless.
I think we all know where I fall with Ninja Storm.
It made it far. It made it pretty far. Semifinals.
I feel like looking back because like I've scrubbed through all the episodes so far, and I look at a little bit of the debate that I put in, and I don't think I pushed it hard enough because I was trying too hard to be like moderator to not like sway it, and I just see everybody else voting against it, and I had like maybe 2 good points that I never really referenced or pushed on. I was just like, hey guys, remember this, and everyone's like, nah. That's kind of how it reads. But
when we started this, I was gonna guarantee this was gonna be In Space versus Time Force. Like looking at the bracket originally, I thought it was gonna be In Space versus Time Force.
Interesting.
So it's kind of refreshing that it went totally different because we all convinced each other of different things. So it's kind of cool.
I had no idea Mighty Morphin.
I'm happy with how it turned out.
No, I'm surprised I was able to convince y'all to voting Mighty Morphin that first time around. I'm not gonna lie.
I never thought I was gonna vote for it, but here we are.
Well, at least, no offense to Mighty Morphin and fans of Mighty Morphin, I don't think it deserves a spot in the final here, just because, I feel like if it even made it to that, we would never hear the end of this, that we're like getting some sort of a check from like Saban or Hasbro or something. Like something under the table is going on that we can't be trusted. We're no longer fans. We got kicked out. But people that would just stumble upon this on YouTube would love the shit of it, who aren't even in the fandom. Yeah, Mighty Morphin.
We could all write in for MMPR to finish it off. He says we have to follow what we did.
No, I think this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the time to vote. So 1 for SPD, vote 2 for Dino Thunder. Everyone ready? Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, I'm not ready.
I'm ready. Yes.
I'm not ready. You're
not?
Give
okay.
Me Yo, give me a minute. Oh, this hurts.
Watch this phone.
This one hurts.
Too.
Y'all vote first.
I will say, no, you can't. We'll just watch what we vote and decide. I feel like your phone is doing a lot better than your computer's web.
Oh, is it?
Flipping up, yeah.
Yo, I should have just done this the whole time.
All right. What can we do? What can we do to get you ready? How about we have like a little montage here of like all the best of moments? All right. Exactly 10 seconds of it. All right, now let's get to this vote.
Okay, I'm ready.
1 for SPD, 2 for Dino Thunder. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm the only one that voted for Dino Thunder. With that, SPD is our winner. See, now Allstace is like, man, I should have voted for Dino Thunder.
I was like,
I saw you were like doing like this, kind of like a Tendo from Kamen Rider. But that's it. Oh my gosh, Power Rangers SPD is our winner here on the first season of Versus. Yes.
All right.
I don't know where to go from here.
I don't know.
But you guys, thank you so much. I know that this, like, when we initially talked about this would, I'd be like, hey, this is only gonna take like a couple hours, and it's turned into like 4 recording session at a couple of hours. But thank you guys so much for being on here and for talking with me and us and helping to get to a pretty good consensus. I feel like our list, really does hit a lot of good points. And like we've said, like, this is going to be bingeable. Like, once this finishes, people are going to, probably watch this all through in like one, huge go, which is going to be great. But I'm happy, the final 2 that we had, like, they're both really good seasons. And thank you guys.
No, thank you, Squall. Thank you,
happy to be here. Thank you
for allowing us to do this. As much as I want to sit here and be like, everyone go watch my channel right now, I want to force more. Thank you for just being on Squall's channel, but also check out Nick's channel and Sean's channel and Josh's channel. Dude, these 3 individuals outside of Squall, you're already on Squall's channel, all right? But I love all 3 of these guys so much, and all of their content is amazing. Sean has this amazing fanfic where he brings all the Black Rangers together, and it's phenomenal, and I loved reading it. Nick has this amazing series where he goes through all of the comic books in Power Rangers and he reviews each issue, and I love it. It's just perfect for like little quick snippets and summaries. It's like I'm actually talking to a friend about it. And Josh is my #1 news source when it comes to the Lightning collection. Honestly, I love all 3 of these guys. I love Squall, and I'm just so thankful to be here and to have been a part of this. And to meet all of you. Thank you for being so nice to me, and Squall, thanks for bringing this together.
Yeah, and dude, don't forget about your channel. Like, you got a lot of great videos where you kind of, touch on like random, tokusatsu here and there. You like every video that pops up from you, it's a fun time. And I know, like, whenever I get around to being able to watch it, that's usually at the top of my list of all my backlog of stuff. I'm like, all right, let's see what else is talking about now.
Hey, like, if I ever need like a video about the Mystic Knights of Tyranno now, I just go to Allstace's channel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, there's only that video though.
It's only the one.
Yeah. But you guys, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for watching this season of Versus. And if you follow me on Twitter, you follow any of us on Twitter, you'll see if we've been posting about this. The next that we're probably going to be looking at is I'm getting another awesome cast of people together. Who knows? You might see a familiar face here, in the future episode, maybe a little future guest, if anybody wants to come back and do that. But we're going to be looking at Super Sentai and Kamen Rider next. But thank you guys so much for watching. And congratulations to Power Rangers SPD. You probably already knew that you were the best season, but it feels good to be official now.
Yes.
But that's all we have. Bye!